It's quite common to hear that calories don't matter, and calorie counting is a waste of time. And to be honest with you, it feels time consuming, but it's one of the most efficient ways to lose weight. I personally, a few years back, counted calories every day for 5 years in a row and got it pretty well sorted. So stick with me and I'll tell you how to count calories for maximum results and how to adjust the food you eat so you can lose almost pure fat and not lose any of your hard-earned muscle. All that and more coming up next. So counting calories for weight loss works 100% of the time if you do it correctly. And it seems like it should be easy, but there are a few steps that almost everyone misses right at the beginning that inevitably lead to people quitting before getting results and subsequent failure of yet another diet. Let's start with a little background information so you can understand why this works so well and why it works for everyone. So in order to lose weight of any kind, you must consume less calories than you burn. And this is true for every diet out there. This is basically the first law of thermodynamics. Delta U equals Q minus W. Or the internal energy of a closed system equals heat minus work. You're basically consuming chemical energy in the form of calories, and your body's digestive mechanisms release that chemical energy in order to do work and generate heat. Now we know that consuming calories is supported by one of the most basic laws of physics. Let's use this to get into a calorie deficit to start losing weight and learn about what to eat in order for the weight we lose to be fat. How to start this diet and make sure that we are in a calorie deficit. Of most of the people that I've talked to that have failed a calorie counting diet, this is the step that they have skipped. And it only requires two things: a scale to weigh yourself and somewhere to write down your calories for the day for a week in a row. A lot of people use one of those calorie counting calculators that you can find online to skip this first week's activity, but if you want 100% success, don't skip this step. It's just not worth it. What you're gonna do is make a simple table like mine that's on the screen, or you can just download mine. It's in the link in the description below. It's called Calorie Counting Your First 7 Days. This is going to show you what your base calorie expenditure is starting at. Every day when you first wake up, after using the restroom, but before you eat or drink anything, weigh yourself and write that weight down. You always want to weigh yourself in this manner because your hydration level will not mess with your weight tracking when you do it this way. It allows you to have even greater control of your progress without being tricked by your body's natural daily weight fluctuations. The other part of your first 7 days is going to be you counting your calories and also writing those down every day. You're not dieting yet, just writing down the calories, and always be 100% honest and don't guess. Look them up and write them down. This is gonna pay off more than any part of the rest of your diet and guaranteeing you those results. After you've done this for a week, you're going to add up all your weights and divide by 7 to get your starting weight, and you're gonna do the same with your calories to get your average calories consumed to maintain that average weight. And this is the number almost nobody takes the time to get. Everybody's too busy to go through this first week, but everybody's metabolism and activity is a little different, so that's why it's worth knowing exactly how many calories you eat to stay your current weight. Now you have the keys to your dieting future. Congrats for completing the first step on your journey to having your dream body. Step 2, decide how much fat you want to lose each week. Now that you have the power to pick how much fat you're gonna lose, don't get too drunk with power. It's gonna hurt if you ask too much of your body. It took a long time to put that weight on, so it's okay if it takes a little bit of time to get it off. It will be worth it no matter how long it takes. I recommend shooting for 2 pounds per week if you're trying to lose less than 50 pounds total, and possibly 3 pounds per week if you got 50 pounds or more you'd like to lose. Any more than that, and it gets a lot harder, but you'll have the power to pick after watching this video, and the second part of this two-part series. So how do you do it, you ask? Let's start with the basics. 1 pound of fat has approximately 3,500 calories of energy in it. So for every 1 pound of fat you want to lose per week, you're going to need to eat 500 fewer calories per day. So 2 pounds of fat loss per week is going to require you to deficit 1,000 calories per day. So now we're to the point that you'll be able to lose weight like a dieting powerhouse. But sorry to say, if we stop here, you'll be losing weight, but it may or may not be fat. We have to go one more very complex level deeper in order to ensure that the majority of the weight that you lose is fat. Let's start by understanding how your body decides what kind of fuel it's going to burn and in what order while you're at a calorie deficit. At rest, or if you have a very sedentary lifestyle, your body's going to burn fuel in this order. First, you'll burn carbs in the food you eat, with simple carbs like sugar being burned before more complex carbs like starch. Second, your body's going to burn protein that you eat. Third, your body's going to burn glycogen stores in your liver, but you'll not have a huge store of this glycogen when you're dieting. Fourth, your body is going to burn any muscle that is not getting used. This is a key point. Your body's going to burn any muscle that's not being used. Fifth, your body is going to burn fat that you've eaten. Then finally, after all that, your body will burn your body fat. Yeah, your body is that stubborn. It will do almost anything to hold on to your body fat. It worked hard for it, it wants to keep it. But there's an answer on how to bump that fat burning up in your body's priority level. You must take advantage of the fact that your body will not burn muscle that it thinks that you're gonna need. So if you truly want to lose just fat, you have to exercise. Now, you don't have to run a marathon every month or lift weights like you're trying to become the next fitness model icon, but what you must do is at least 3 to 4 days of exercise every week with all of your muscles, challenging them to whatever your current fitness level is. I always like to say that if you feel challenged during your workout, then that's the right level. If you're a high-level athlete, that may require a lot of working out. If you've never worked out before, it may be just a walk and maybe like a few arm exercises like as you walk to make sure and get that upper body involved also. The key is to make sure your body knows that you need all the muscle that you currently have, and the only way to do that is to use them on a regular basis. But as long as you fully tax your muscles at least 3 to 4 times per week, your body will burn fat before it burns your muscle. Cliffhanger time. This video is starting to get a little bit long, so I'm gonna have to have a second part coming out next week on the best amount of carbs, fats, and proteins that you should eat to feel your best while you diet. Remember, just because you feel a bit hungry doesn't mean you need to also feel weak and deprived while you're dieting. You can still feel full of energy and ready to tackle the world with the correct calorie split that also is well timed, and just remember, you're worth it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos each and every week to help all of us stay in the best health possible. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay curious, and as always, have a beautiful day. See you next week.